was a great weekend. It was Father's Day weekend. Hey, this week we're gonna be talking about rock group. Hey, you never had a trouble with that little Outkast stuff with a whole bunch of groups out there. Oh man, y'all feel it. NBA playoff. We gotta have that conversation about NBA playoffs. We gotta talk about some coaching, a little bit of player movement today. Y'all know it's hype. Sunday was Father's Day, baby. Woo! Let's get it. Let's get it. Hope y'all can feel it.
But they can go to hell and label it because they burn it anyway. Big boy user and
User. That's right. Right feeling that. I see right feeling that. Oh, let's go. Let's go! Let's go! Family, what's going on, family? As you guys know, I'm Nick.
I'm Mike. What up, folks?
Military Brothers Talking Sports. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend. Juneteenth celebrated that on Saturday. Hope you guys got out and did something. And definitely Father's Day. Mike, my brother, how was your weekend? How was your day?
Oh, man. Let's see. Okay. The weekend was quite awesome, man. Did a lot of relaxing. Of course, it was Father's Day weekend, man. And I had a great Father's Day weekend, man. I don't want to say as usual because they're all different and unique, man, according to situations, man. But I heard from my kids, man, my youngsters. It was all good. They gave me those baskets. Remember we talked about baskets?
Yeah.
Man, I kind of dismantled mine, but I took pictures, man, and I posted. So I got a Father's Day basket with a lot of stuff in it. I talked to my dad. He's always hilarious, man. The sense of humor is really uncomparable to anybody's, man. But I tell you what, man, on that note, I had a ceremony that I went to Saturday, man. It was a coding class, and I and another co-worker had spent a good couple of Saturdays in a row for these kids, so they acknowledged them. And one of the youngsters didn't have transportation, man. He lived in Effingham. Don't know if you ever heard of that. Sumter County. Excuse me, not Sumter. That's your neck of the woods. Florence County.
Yeah, I've heard of Effingham, South Carolina.
So I went and picked the youngster up, man. And, we brought it on back, took him to the ceremony. Everything went well. Found out that another youngster couldn't make it. So, we picked up their awards. Picked up their awards, and we stopped in Lake City, dropped that off. Then I dropped him off at Effingham and then brought it on back. So as I'm enjoying my day Sunday, I get a text from that young fella that says, "Happy birthday, Mr. Rice." And I'm going to tell you something, man. Out of all the good things that happened that day, man, that text really touched me, and I had to hold on tight, man.
Wow.
I don't know what I meant or what I did for that young fella to make that happen, but it was the icing on the cake, man. So I'm going to always have a special place in my heart for that young fella, man. Incredible day. I relaxed, man. I watched movies. I clicked in a couple of old Dolomite joints, man. Yeah. Yes, man. Love Dolomite, man. Disco Godfather, Human Tornado. Y'all get a minute. Handle that when you get a minute, man.
Hey, hope you were by yourself.
Hey, but listen, man, my queen was here, treated me like a king, my man. When I tell you, she brought the king breakfast and, dinner. It was incredible, man. Adult beverages were involved. I'll leave it at that. Yes. And listen, I'm glad you said that, Ace Dog. Nick, I don't know if you're on top of this, man. Maybe we can get it in later. But me and my daughter did a TikTok together.
Whoa!
And let me tell you something. I had to practice and I had to stay consistent to stay with that sister. A lot of people don't understand that, man. That's a 33-year difference, man.
Yeah. Jordan's a dancer, man.
Hey. Yeah. So we did a TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
No.
Are you on
TikTok?
Okay, well, this, I'll see if I can bring it up, man, and do it. But anyway, my brother, Another blessed one in the books. Great day today, man. Had a staff meeting. Everybody did a little scavenger hunt and got to be competitive and laugh at each other on video. It was an awesome day, relaxing, man. Just anticipated this moment. How was your weekend, my brother?
My brother, Father's Day weekend was nice. Even Saturday was nice, man. Had a good day. Saturday, the queen treated her man out for dinner, got, gifts from the boys and stuff like that, man. And whatnot. That's so beautiful. I called my dad, did a nice little shout out to my pops, man. Called him with some having father. So Mike, why your brother almost had to show out on Sunday, brother? So,
well, hey,
thank
you, Chan. They letting out all the goodies, Nick. But go ahead, brother. Yeah.
So Sunday evening, me and my wife, she was hungry, and so I, we went to one spot. We're trying to find something. It's kind of late, so we went. But Friday, man, like I told you, that spot I'm telling you about, great spot, man. Got to hit it up. But anyway, so me and my queen, man, we went, man. So I had to go to the bathroom. We use the bathroom or whatnot. So I come out, and man, so it was like two guys sitting there. So the guy like, man, you got a beautiful. He said, man, you got a beautiful wife. I said, well, appreciate that. I think I made a pretty good selection. So, we sitting outside, and then started to rain, so we moved inside. So, we had a little short conversation with the guy. And so, go to sit down. He comes back through. Gonna make another compliment. Man, you really got a beautiful wife there, man. So I'm like, okay. I appreciate it. Yeah, my smile had changed a little bit now. And so he leaves. Then his other friend, they want to constantly engage conversation with me as it pertains to my wife. And I turned to look, we had already ate our food and stuff, and I said, babe, let's go ahead and leave because I have too much invested for my future for me to act out of here. I said, let's go ahead, because you can compliment. I don't have a problem giving my wife compliment. I know I have a beautiful wife. Got it. She has a handsome husband. So I'm like,
of course, yeah, throw that part in there. Right?
Once you get that alcohol in you, sometimes you get to slip out at the mouth. And I told my wife, hey, even my wife, she even said it. She was like, hey, yeah, let's go ahead and leave, man. It's also, you know what? Sometimes, and this is the crazy thing about it. So before my wife gets there, my man says to my wife, it's kind of funny. My wife walks in, he was like, good Lord, where did you come from? So the seat is wet. This brother takes his shirt off and wipes my wife's chair off. At this time, I'm using the bathroom, of course, and whatnot. But my thing is that, there's nothing wrong with giving someone wife a compliment, but when you're doing a little bit too much, I said, let me remove myself before turning into something that I don't need to turn into. But anyway, brother.
Well, my brother, I would like to think at our age that we have outgrown that. That's a 20-year-old move. But my hat is off to you. I tip it because it couldn't have been me. Bill Bixby would have been in that place. My entire body would have turned green, and Hulk and Luke Cage would have came out, because I don't even want you to compliment me. Mm-hmm. That chair action right there.
Yeah. Lord. See, at the time when he did that, I was using the bathroom. And you're like, yeah, my father teach me to be a gentleman. What okay me teach? And my wife said, well, my husband is in the bathroom, using the bathroom. And so, but I said, you know what?
Brother, you good. I need to learn from the book of Nick, because I would have hit that T.I. on him. Never will any disrespect be tolerated at anytime.
He did not say anything disrespectful towards my wife.
Yeah, I get it all, man. And of course, you didn't wanted to get to that.
Right. And so me, man, I'm a type of person, before it gets to that level, I'll remove myself because I have too much stuff in place to cause someone who's being ignorant and kind of like move into that area. For me to allow you to cause me to mess up stuff that I've invested.
And I appreciate you, man. And the sad part is what's going to happen when those idiots run into somebody who don't have your kind of poise.
That's true.
Man, hats off and kudos. And I get it. You thought of the future instead of the right now. I don't know if I could have quite did it like that, but I would have definitely said to my wife, love, go ahead and get the car. I'm going to catch an Uber. I'm going to get with you in a few. And I think I would have, you said there was drinks involved. Okay.
Yeah, I don't drink,
Bartender, give those two another round on me. Make that a double shot of Crown Black each. And let's go ahead and see what we can do after that.
It's all good, my brother.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, kudos, props, because that's really one of the top reasons that us and brothers like us worldwide are where we are now in the world, because we don't address every single battle just presented to us, man. But awesome call. Let's leave. Yep. And it's on. I get you, man. Do you remember what they look like?
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say, hey, me and the troops can come to that same restaurant, man. What was that? Friday, Saturday night.
We good, brother. We good. We don't need that hostility. Like I said, you got too much invested, my brother.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with a little exercise, a little wall-to-wall counseling, man.
It's over. Conversation, man.
You know it.
All right, this week, man, we're gonna be talking about rap groups, my brother. Hold up.
Hard to believe them brothers have been hitting that long. Don't know if y'all understand when these brothers came out. Not that they're not good and not nice and have branched off to many businesses, movies, solo albums, but just the longevity of these two dudes, man. We talking 90s, man. We talking 90s. Nick, I got them in my top duo of all time in rap.
Woo, man. Outkast, man. Because of the versatility, man. I think that what really separates them. I think, man.
Willing, like the song you got going on right now, willing to push the envelope and go against it. Shake it like a salt shaker.
Salt shaker, baby. Shake it like a salt shaker. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, they incredible dudes, man.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. Then the movies. They did a couple of movies, man. Well, Big Boy primarily was in, even though Andre 3000, he was in a couple of movies as well, man.
Right.
I'm just saying, man. And a lot of people are still hurting the fact that these boys aren't still making music, man. Bruh, I believe if they would drop an album right now, bruh.
It'd be sick, man. They're both super talented, man. Both super talented.
Man.
It's there you go. Who's your caddy? ATL. Yep. Big Boy was in the new Shaft as the crooked mayor. Yeah. But coming out in 92, debut 96 with the album Outkast, the AT Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Their sound and uniqueness hit so hard. Me, you, your cousin, and your mama too.
Oh,
Let me tell you something, man. It don't get no better. I love that song, man. Miss Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh,
that's because of Erykah Badu. You know that song directed towards Erykah Badu.
Yeah. And her and Andre got a son. I believe that brother just graduated high school, man.
So true.
Yeah. So, Roses. I love that one.
Hold on, I got one for you.
Ready for action, nip it in the bud, we never relaxing. Outkast is everlasting, not clashing, not at all.
Oh!
Want to do a little acting, now that's for anyone asking. Give me one.
I know y'all feeling that one, baby.
Orgasm. Now you got the side of your face, we tapping right into your memory bank. Thanks. So we're gonna take a listen to seatbelt fasten, trunk rattling like you in the backseat.
I like the way you move.
And the way they put my man on, I think his name is Sleepy Brown.
Brown, baby.
I'm gonna go back a little bit, Nick. I used to work at a department store, man, almost 20 years ago. Outkast had their own line of gear, man. People were wearing Outkast jackets. They were made out of that starter material, man. Had Outkast on it. Came in different colors, different sizes, man.
Oh,
I even rock one. Oh, yes. Let it be known that I saw them brothers twice in concert.
Oh,
yes.
Man,
House of Blues, Myrtle Beach.
All right.
99, man. Ace was here at Myrtle Beach in 99. But here's a newsbreaker for you, Nick. You saying that they always making money. They have turned their the place where they made many of their hit songs. It's now available to rent on Airbnb. Can you imagine that, my brother? Yes. They put the house that Outkast recorded many of their hits is an Airbnb, man, for rent. Now I'm probably sure it's a pretty penny, but if you got that type of cash flow, you can just roll in there and see where all the magic used to happen, man. Isn't that awesome?
Bro, that right there, man. I don't care, man. That was, like I said, that was one of my favorite groups, man.
Yeah, incredible, man.
Those boys, man, really. And they represent Atlanta to the T, even though I think Andre 3000 live in New York City now. I think he lives in New York. Big Boy is still in Atlanta.
A lot of energy in them concerts too, man. Never a dull moment. The costume changes. The hits just keep coming.
Yeah. I got one more for you, Mike. Oh, bro, that's what I'm saying, man. The culture, man, Atlanta, bro.
Yeah,
those boys came out, man. They came out, man, funkified, and their music didn't only stay in the South, went to East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah,
it went worldwide.
Incredible. And let's not forget when they came out on stage at the end of the Players Ball on Martin.
That is right.
Yes. Yes, man.
Right.
And Dolomite was on that show.
Yeah. Hey, other thing about it, the artist that came from Outkast is also huge. Good enough.
Yeah. CeeLo Green.
Yeah. Yep. All those men came from up under that Outkast umbrella.
That's that Dungeon family, man. Dungeon family. So basically, you had Killer Mike. I think Ludacris was in there. UGK.
Yep.
CeeLo Green of Goody Mob doing it huge, man. Huge.
Yeah. CeeLo, man.
This was just branched off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They came out and went straight to the music, clothes, the costumes. Yes, D, you're incredible with that one. Merchandise sales. It was ridiculous, man. Had their own clothing line, man. Can you believe it?
Yeah. And actually, Big Boy, I'm going to say not too long ago, dropped a single.
Okay.
So I know, man, but I don't think Andre did anything lately, but I'm the same, man. The Outkast music or something else, man. But anyway.
Yes. Talented brothers, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's get into a little sports talk, man. We will. I don't know who we're going to talk about tomorrow, man. Tomorrow might be a surprise. Matter of fact, tomorrow, I think we'll go to the West Coast. Little NWA.
Oh, okay. Let's rock.
All right, man. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. It was a crazy, crazy weekend.
It's a crazy mixed up world. It's a doggy dog world.
As you can see, the two teams I thought were going to end up in the finals have both been eliminated.
Man, let me tell you something. It's a lot of people in shock. A lot of people that lost money.
I tell you what, though. Here's what it is. Let's roll, man. First, we're going to talk about the New Jersey Nets and the Bucks. The Bucks eliminated the Nets. What's your thoughts, Mike?
Man, if Kevin Durant toe had just been a smidgen beyond that 3-point line.
Mike, if he was wearing a size 11 instead of 12, the probably would have been a 3.
It's the fact that he turned around with that kind of poise and even made the shot.
Yeah.
The brother played his butt off.
No.
But once that game went into overtime, there was a momentum shift, man. And Kev, as people would say, and a lot of people let Kev have it. We need the same energy for him because he couldn't put the team on his back. But if you look into that double overtime earlier in the season, Kev was withered and he was beating this one. His whole body was just sweating like a cheetah had just lost a gazelle, man.
But Mike, man, the issue I really, even from, doesn't matter. An individual cannot win a game, bro.
No, and Harden was horrible. James Harden, horrible. Brother, you're not even the shell of the guy you used to be. Stop squaring up and posting up for threes.
The thing about James Harden, we know James Harden is not 100%.
Of course, we got you.
Yeah, and not making no excuses, man. Like one guy, he was trying to roast Kevin. He's a LeBron fan or whatnot.
Of course. They came out the woodwork. All the Laker fans went crazy.
But the thing I told him, I said, this is my perspective. Regardless, I don't care if it's LeBron. I don't care if it's KD. It takes a team to win the game, win a chip. LeBron can't do it by himself. KD can't do it by himself.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Why wasn't a healthy Mike James in the game instead of Harden?
Mike, we're going to talk about Nash towards the end.
Okay, that's a coaching category.
Because we're going to talk about Nash and Doc Rivers.
Greek Freak got the monkey off his back. I will say that. Please give full props to South Carolina's own Chris Middleton. Because that boy played ball.
But Mike, I still am irritated with the Greek Freak trying to shoot. Mind you, Mike.
True.
They dominated the game in Game 6. He shot 0 3-pointers. 0. So in Game 7, somebody got back in your idiotic ear and you want to shoot threes again. When you said you weren't going to shoot and you guys blew the Nets out. So the next game you want to come back shooting threes. You 2 for 6. You shot almost more threes than anybody else.
D-Tuck says KD played every minute of Game 6 and 7.
Mike, and that's what I'm saying. We're going to talk about coaching here in a minute. I want to give credit where credit is due. Yes, the Bucks won. Bucks, they were the healthier team too. That's the other thing.
No doubt, man.
Role players stepped up. Had guys. Drew Holiday had an off game. Middleton played. Giannis played good. Lopez played. Big block by Lopez when Kevin Durant.
Yes, it was. It was Lopez, and he hit a deadly 3. But you know what, Nick?
What's up?
When you say unhealthy, what people have to realize, because this is all I heard. Oh, they'll be back next year. They'll be better next year. Injuries is part of a game, man. You've played the game. No, I ain't played the game at this high level, but I like to think that what I have done, I can speak. Injuries are part of life. Who's to say anybody can't get hurt? And all these health ailments that we had, like Aldridge going out earlier, Kawhi's knee, Kyrie, heart. Fellas, ladies, if you play a sport, sooner or later, your day coming.
T-Champ, you just took the word out of my mouth. Joe Harris really hurt the doggone Nets, bro.
Not UVA Joe Harris.
Listen, Mike, he led the league in three-point shooting percentage. This joker couldn't hit the backside. He shot the same percentage as Giannis.
Man, when I saw them airball B&B bricks, I was like, "What in?" No excuses.
Hey, I'm not making
excuses all season. I get you.
I'm not making excuses, but like we're getting into coaching a little bit later, man. But my thing is that when they're trying to roast KD and talking about LeBron, I said, listen, LeBron didn't win. I asked my man, I said, how many championships did LeBron win by himself? He's a
by himself.
I said, dude, you can't win it by yourself. I said, I don't care. I said, for example, Lakers got eliminated. As you know, KD went, and I got my AD went down, and Shooter was kind of hobbling. But my thing is that, dude, more likely your healthier team is going to win.
We got it, but that's like me and you going to war, and there's a tank that got blown up, or we lose a few soldiers. The war don't stop.
Oh, you silly.
And that's a part of it, man. I'm sorry, man. We going to war. Either you strapped up and ready, or you not.
Hey, like I said, we're gonna get into coaching, man. We definitely gonna be talking about coaching tour. Hopefully you're able to stay in there, stay on there, man. I know what you said. You being a Nets fan, man. I want to definitely hear what you had to say.
Works at the Barclays Center.
All right, man. Look at here, man. Hey, D-Tuck. What on the next conversation? I want to hear what I'm talking as well as T-Champ. I know Philly was on fire because, as you know, first we got to talk about Phoenix. Mike, Booker was cooking yesterday, my brother.
There's a new sheriff in town, and they call him D-Book. He nasty with it. He vicious with it. Man, let me tell you something, man.
That brother is triple. But I tell you what, playoff P came to play yesterday. He didn't look bad.
Yes, he did.
He didn't look bad, man.
He's back.
And what? Hey, I'm trying to say, brother, he didn't look bad at all. And the other thing about it, man, the one thing I can say that about Taiwan, about Lou, to me, man, Lou is a much better fit with the Clippers than Doc Rivers was. And this is the reason why I say that. The last two series, man, Lou has made great adjustment that caused them to win. Guess who played big in this last game, even though they lost? Your boy DeMarcus Cousins. He hadn't played.
I seen him go back into the fountain of youth.
So that's my thing. He is like one guy may not play this series, but he's a better matchup in this. So he's making a lot of chess moves. I think it's been, some good decisions. And like I said, we're going to talk about Doc a little bit later. But to me, man, the Clippers this is going to be a good game, man, good series. I think this might go 7.
And can you imagine when Kawhi and Chris Paul come back?
But it's not guaranteed. Kawhi may not come back. They're talking about that injury may have him out the whole playoff.
But you know what? It's going to be tight, but I still like the way the score was changing, and I still like the way that Chris Paul wasn't there. And young Lion right here stepped up. Man, that kid named Payne.
Bro. Payne played his butt off, man.
DeAndre Ayton, my man. Oh, my goodness, boy. If that's a young Akeem.
Ayton played. He know he's a big man. He plays like a big man. That's why I love DeAndre Ayton. He had 20 points, He had 9 rebounds, and he played like a big man. Not out here shooting threes. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Hey, I'm with you, man. Like I said, they compared to that guy, man, that Mamba. That Mamba mentality has his own Booker now.
All them boys hungry, man. They play with major attitudes, and they're not gonna let this opportunity slip, man.
Watch this, Mike. Just think about it. Last year, they were the only team that went undefeated in the bubble last year. And if it was the same thing how they did the bubble this year, last year, they would have been in the playoffs. So I'm just saying, interesting. Can't sleep. So, hey, this is going to be a great series, man. I like what I'm seeing out of both squads, like what I'm seeing out of both teams, and I think it's going to be really, really interesting. Like I said, man, that Mumbo. Hey, that's right. Kobe Bryant worked with Booker, man. So Booker, man, came to play. He came to play.
Clearly, man. Clearly. Just nasty with it. Court awareness is unbelievable. Doesn't mind contact. Ain't scared of nobody.
But you know the thing I like about Booker, man, that makes him dangerous? Booker has a complete game where he can shoot the three. He has the mid-range game as well as the handles to get all the way to the cup.
Yes.
He's not like some of these guys who will sit behind the three-point line and shoot three-pointers all day. So he's that triple threat on the offensive end from the three, the mid-range, and the handles to get to the basket. So that's the thing I like about Booker, man, when he
got the package
to the Phoenix Suns. So and Paul George has it too, and he's playing it too.
Yeah.
So we gonna see, man. So keep out. This was a great game. And those guys are playing good ball right now. Rested, and then like I said, Chris Paul comes back here in the next couple of games, man. I think it's gonna be difficult for them beating the Suns, man, especially with Paul coming back.
Yes, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Mike, I'm gonna let you start this off, man.
First of all, I'd like to say this to America. As a Knicks fan, I'm very appreciative that the Hawks was able to take that butt-cutting show right on into Philly, man. I didn't want the Knicks just to be laughing stocks and get beat 4-1 like the Hawks were scrubs. Everybody came alive. They got busy. I've talked to several people who know this game, and I'll just say this. I watched that game all the way
down. Brother.
T Carter, what it is. Hey, one of my buddies right there. What up, dog? I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to shut it down because a lot of people telling me that Embiid wasn't wrong for staying on a perimeter as much as he did. My whole thing is this. Every three-pointer that Embiid took and missed, the Hawks went down court, and they were able to get opportunities for points to keep that strong 6 to 8 point lead. You don't chip away at a game with good time left, good clock, by shooting threes and you 7 feet. Then you trust to try to handle and do a spin move in the paint. Somebody said, he getting a little too happy. Let me smack the ball out of his hand. Brother, man, you have no business dribbling. You should be catching and destroying. But Embiid must realize he's not a guard. I thought after that spill, he would have realized that. I thought after them bricks, he would have realized that. I would have thought after he got stripped, he would have realized that. Bro, you a monster in that paint and in that lane. That's your bread and butter. That's your house. You try to come outside of that realm. And as one of the Philly fans stated, who in the blazes is Herder? Well, he showed you who he was.
You heard of me?
So Embiid didn't trust his teammate, so he likes the three. Wow.
Hey, it's not the fact that Embiid, because Embiid, this is the thing I did not like about the 76 offense. a lot of times you will find Joel Embiid at the top of the key trying to dribble the ball down low instead of getting his big behind on the square, posting up.
Box up. Box down low, bang.
Better job. But Mike, did you hear what Embiid said the reason why they lost the game?
Oh, brother, I did not hear. Please don't tell me it's an excuse.
He said that clutch play when Ben Simmons had the ball. Remember, he backed the ball and was going up, and he passed it to the other guy. He literally could have dunked the ball.
He could have tore the rim out the square and got some respect.
Hey, and he said that was a critical play because they only got 1 point versus the dunk. I think it would put them down by 1, and then put them down by 3. So he said that was the turning point in the game. I can't agree with him, but like my man said, Embiid, he had 8 turnovers. Dude, you have to account for those too.
So he gonna blame one play on the entire series?
He was saying that hurt that was the changing momentum in the game. He's just talking about momentum. And so he's saying Ben Simmons.
I think Ben was shook, man. Ben was mentally gone in that game.
We're gonna talk about Ben Simmons in just a second. Well, we're gonna focus on the game. Then we're gonna specifically talk about Ben Simmons because we have to have this conversation, bro.
You know, big men. Listen, Nick. Well, Embiid and everybody else, all the big men got to go back to big man camp. I don't remember Moses Malone taking too many jump shots. Not too many. And I'm not saying them boys on his level, but the decision-making skills with the amount of time left, clock management, I just don't understand it, man. And shoot, I was actually mad at Clint Capella because he put on a show against New York, and he didn't put that same show on Philly, but he was steadily making things happen.
Clint Capella, man, the reason I think the difference is because really the Knicks really don't have the size and the girth that Embiid had, and so he really had a lot more to deal with when Embiid than the Knicks centers. So
John Collins still managed to catch a couple of alley-oops on Embiid's nose.
Hey, Collins had 16 rebounds in that game too, man. Collins came, he crashed the boards, bro. So still not saying he wasn't $100 million though. Just, hey, so,
Embiid is extra soft for trying to bring out a teammate who obviously shut down, and that's your job. Are you a leader? Then you pull Ben Simmons to the side after game 5 and 6 and say, yo, my man, I need you to shoot a shot. I need you to get more than 19 points in 3 games, man. Let's get this.
It is definitely disappointing. And I know, Tracy, I know you listen to the Philly station. I know they were burning that station up.
Twitter destroyed that dude, man.
Oh, man.
Whoo!
Hey, let's talk about Atlanta a little bit, man. Let's give credit where credit due.
Oh, big props, man.
Trey was off the first 3 quarters, and they had help. Other guys stepped up. So that's the part that you have to give credit to Nate McMillan. Hey, you want to know another thing, Mike? Someone said this, and I agree with 100%. Magic Johnson said this. The general manager and the vice president of the Indiana Pacers should be fired for getting rid of Nate McMillan.
Listen, he always was a classy dude. I gave him a hard time when he talked about how the Knicks was winning, but I opened it up with giving the Hawks full props, man. And Trae Young at one point was 0-6, and they were only down by 2. Can you imagine if he was on?
Mike, that's my point. There is no way in the world, Philly, Trae is off. But on one thing that Trae did, he still tried to keep his teammates involved, still feeding the hot hand. Herter was going off, and so other players stepped up.
Yes, they did.
So that's my thing. Gallinari, man, played good down.
What?
Gallinari,
man.
So other players stepped up to the plate, man, and they got the job done. So, but then the 4th quarter trade, it was the trade show. Then
he definitely heated up or got chilly.
he hit that doggone. It should have been a 4-pointer.
And Gallinari was pump faking, getting and one's going to the line. Tell them young boys stop. Don't foul nobody shooting a three. Hurdle was already hot, and you foul him and smack him in the back of his head shooting a three.
Did you see that step back three that Hurdle did, man?
Boom.
Straight nylon. Bow. I'm like, good Lord.
Boy, dangerous, man.
But hey, Atlanta, Milwaukee Bucks, man, that's going to be a good series, man. Looking forward to seeing it.
And to top the whole thing off, Trae Young took off his jersey, walked into the stands, and gave his father his jersey on Father's Day in Philly.
Got it. Mike, we got to talk about Ben Simmons, man.
First of all, don't somebody remove point guard off his resume, please. That's a horrible, horrible, horrible definition of this dude. And as somebody said earlier today, let's not forget what Ben Simmons did against the Wizards when he almost had a quadruple double. He's this, first team that, blase this, blase that. People are ODing, and I said it like this. The bottom line is when you don't show up in a deciding game 7, you right at the rim in the lane and you pass. There's no production.
Yeah.
You about 0-0 in about 4, 5, 6 games. You literally scared to shoot. I thought the brother was a robot. Every time he got it, he dishes it out. He never went to attack. He got one little dunk yesterday. But as big and strong as he is, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, I said it yesterday, he was mentally gone. He wasn't even deflated. He was gone.
Yeah.
It was like his clone was out there.
Mike, Ben Simmons had 5 points in that game yesterday.
And played 37 minutes.
30-some, and like my man said, he didn't even take a shot in the fourth quarter. So it's like his head was so out of it.
Gone, man.
To where, and my thing is that this is the reason why the excuses for Ben Simmons are done and over with. We've been talking about you working on a jump shot for the past 3 years. For the past 3 years. They gave you a big contract based on what they potentially could see you accomplishing and working on as far as the future is concerned. You not working on your things you need to work on in order to be better the following year in order to get Philly to the championship is unacceptable. That does not make any sense whatsoever. And to me, they're going to have to trade Ben Simmons now. I mean, the time is now.
Even with the contract, Nick, you know how you do about money.
Mike, that brother, big contract kicks in next year. And with that brother going to be making close to $30 million. Ooh. It is time. And the name that people keep hearing is CJ McCollum in Portland. That's what you keep hearing people talk about, which it's not a bad deal. Because the thing that Portland is hurting on is on the defensive end. What Philly is hurting on is on the offensive end. But the thing is, they need a point guard who's going to play the PG.
Listen, man.
We're going to talk about Doc in a second, man.
I just think that Ben Simmons, you know how some of the soldiers, when they're in war and they get shell shocked, like maybe a bullet just goes off near them and all of a sudden there's a ringing in their ear. I mean, you've seen enough war movies, man, where they just gone, man. And he really looked like that, man. I think, Nick, were the lights too bright?
Say, Mike, you remember I asked you at the very beginning of the
That's
year.
a big stage. That is a big stage. They've never went to a conference final.
The one thing, Mike, remember what I said, man? Philly is not New York City, man, but it can be rough, bro. If you really,
let me tell you something. Them Philly fans, man, they were burning Ben Simmons jerseys yesterday, man.
Bro, and so my thing is that, man, he got to go to LA as fast as he can, so you don't have to deal with these fans. Can you imagine what happened if they see Ben Simmons in the street? And this is the same thing And the reason why I left this up here, hey, D Tucker, trade Ben Simmons to Charlotte. We'll send Gordon to Philly. The contract all matches up.
Dude trying to bid his boys in.
We will put Ben Simmons at the power forward, run the floor with ball. We'll get him some shooters working on the shoot. But someone also recommended that maybe because he's ambidextrous, maybe Ben Simmons shooting the wrong hand. He shoot a left hand. He probably should learn to switch and learn how to shoot with his right hand.
You mean ambidextrous, man? He was on some drugs last night. Someone said somebody mentioned LA, but it was said that the reason why when LeBron was moving around that him and Ben Simmons wasn't going to be on the same team because they said that Ben Simmons would be limited. He couldn't grow to full capacity as a player with LeBron on the court. And I beg to differ, man. I think LeBron would have been a good mentor for this guy and made him play hard. I refuse to believe that if LeBron was on Ben Simmons' team or vice versa, that Ben Simmons would have had the production he had in this whole series. Please don't let Ben Simmons be on the same team as Kobe. Now, you know that wouldn't happen.
No, Mike, but this is the thing that Philly really have to be kicking themselves in the butt over. Want to know why? They could have traded Ben Simmons to Houston for James Harden. James Harden playing the point guard for the Philadelphia 76ers over Ben Simmons is a much better matchup and a much better addition to that squad. I would have gotten rid of Ben Simmons because, one, his value was up, and to me, it would have got Ben Simmons from under that pressure. I think Ben Simmons would have did better in Philly. They would have built around Ben Simmons in Philly versus not Philly, but in Houston. And Harden at the point guard, man, I believe what Embiid needed in order to get your big long behind self in the darn paint. Embiid need an older guy who can really tell him and guide him like a Chris Paul. Like, listen, you need to tell him where he needs to go. So, hey, and you right, Terrence. Whoever them Kardashians girls seem to get involved with, man, seem to always jack these brothers up. Kanye losing his mind.
Let me just say this, man. Let me say this, Nick, if I can. I know I keep mentioning this every blue moon. AD scored 2 points in the Kentucky championship game, which lets everybody know how good this dude has become. You have a lifetime to shoot a three. Do what you're supposed to do with your height and size. Block shots, get rebounds, maybe distribute, go hard to the hole. All these big boys, including B, trying to dribble behind their back, crossover, spin move, and all these finesse moves. Man, get down low, man. I don't like when big men don't play big. Bang down low. If you 6'10" and you can, everybody can't beat Tim Duncan, man.
My question to you, Mike, what do you think is probably one of the best places he can go?
Well, I hate to say it because I don't want to plug your boys at all, but I truly believe that Ball kid would definitely get his assist rate up for one and feed this dude. T-Champ said he got to come in.
I got to get in here, man.
T-Champ, hold up. T-Champ, hold up. T-Champ, you got something you want to say? What you want to say, man? I want you to say.
Man, you know I live here, man. You know I live in this area, man. Boy, these Philly fans are going to win. They have lost their mind, bro. They basically said we got a hotline. This is Release Monday, baby. Come on in and just let it go. Oh, they are letting. Man, he's done, bro. He will never play in this city again. Dude, this is Carson Wentz on steroids, man. Like this dude is like, there's no way he could play here. They got to figure out a way to get rid of him. And look, I'm telling you, this is a key decision. Philly fans gonna disagree with me, but I'm gonna tell you, you know what this goes back to? I'm gonna take you back 2 years ago. Remember the team that had Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris,
Yep.
Embiid, and Ben Simmons.
Y'all fellas hold tight. I'll be right back.
And at the end of the game, Nick, Jimmy Butler had the ball in his hands. Jimmy Butler had the ball in his hands, remember?
Yeah.
Right? Ben Simmons was on the bench sometimes. They made a key decision, right? They let Jimmy go. They had to max Tobias because they gave up too many assets to let Tobias go. Tobias is not a max player, but they had to pay him max money because they gave up a lot of assets to the Clippers to get him. Okay. And then they decided we got to go with Ben and we're going to let Jimmy go. Embiid loved Jimmy Butler. But this dude right here is not mentally tough enough to play with Jimmy Butler. Can you imagine what game 5 would have been like? They blew a 26-point lead. Jimmy Butler would have been cussing people out. Cussing them out. So, I love you guys. Man, I had to get on here, bro. I didn't get your message on Friday in time.
Hey, don't go
I had to get on here to give you the scoop in this city and in this area, man. These Philly fans ain't having it. He will never play for the Sixers again.
This is the reason why I don't want you to go nowhere.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Hey, who you think is more responsible?
Doc
Rivers or Steve Nash?
Let's talk about Doc Rivers, right? Stevie Wonder could see that Herter was killing Curry. He was killing Curry. He didn't do any switching. He didn't do anything. I mean, Herter was he should have put Ben Simmons on Herter, man. I mean, Doc makes no adjustments, man. No feel for the game. It makes you say, was it really Doc Rivers with the Clipper thing last year? Oh my God, man! Hey, Doc Rivers was horrendous, and you know what they're killing Doc Rivers for? All season long, the media and people have been killing Doc Simmons about him placating Ben Simmons and placating Embiid, right? And he would always explain it off. Oh, you guys, this narrative, you guys doing this. And man, they are killing Doc right now because they're saying, Doc, we've been telling you all year long that you're enabling Ben Simmons. You're enabling this narrative. And then when he didn't deliver, man, what can Doc do? What can he do, man? He can't do anything.
I would say, hey, I really wish Sad was on because he's a Nets fan.
Let me add
Room Dog need to get on here. We're going to get on Steve Nash in a minute.
Let me add this,
fellas. Mike, 1 second. Hey, Sad, explain why you think Doc versus Steve. I would really want to hear what Sad had to say. Man, I wish Sad could get in here. But go ahead,
Listen, man. Since we on Doc, I'm going to move Steve to the side. Doc Rivers has allowed Embiid to be so comfortable dribbling and shooting threes to a fault. You should have been stopped that. I don't care if he had 40 or 41. Embiid, I don't want you dribbling the ball. I don't want you shooting threes, man, unless we're up by 20. That's not your job, man. And people get mad and talk about, well, who else was going to shoot the threes? And I get that. But when you're down and you ain't that guy, you got Curry. I counted Embiid's threes last night in clutch. He shot 3 times. Missed all 3.
Terrible.
Hawks was able to get the ball, fly down court, including that steal. I'll add that. Layup.
Terrible, man.
It doesn't make sense to do great and then turn around and do something silly. It offsets it, man.
But
Doc enabled those guys, man. He enabled those guys all year long.
Embiid should be that comfortable. You should be going off.
Yeah. And Embiid missed, man, 20 games. Again. He missed 20 games again. And then Doc is up there talking about he should be an MVP. No, he shouldn't.
I was so glad when he didn't get it.
Dude, you gotta play.
This is the reason why, man, Embiid should have never even been in the conversation as far as MVP. Should have even been in the top 3. But my thing is that I want to get on Steve Nash, bro. This is why. I have an issue with Steve Nash, and I said this. DeAndre Jordan has been starting before you made those couple of trades. DeAndre Jordan was your starting center, playing a role,
doing good.
They were playing good ball, and you stopped.
I'm still with you, Nick. I can't hear you. I got to get my dog out of here. Give me a second.
So last night, Steve Nash only played 3 players last night off the bench. You played Kevin Durant literally the whole entire game. James Harden is literally playing on one leg, and you play him all those doggone minutes. So you mean to tell me there weren't anybody else you could have give those guys a breather with? So he didn't even think about utilizing his doggone bench.
I wonder why.
Steve Nash is a terrible head coach.
I wonder why, Nick.
Huh?
I wonder why. You know why? Because he has 0 coaching experience.
Yes.
That's why. You watch Kevin Durant burn himself out with no blow, no type of reprieve, and Kev is in good shape. But as y'all say, you can't do it alone, man. Harden is bobbling, and you watch this man literally give out of gas. I ain't never seen Kev turn around and shoot an air ball. When he did that the other night, that's straight tired.
Tired, man. Tired.
If you get an opportunity to go and watch the game, you know the other thing that I saw that I can't stand? Kevin Durant had the ball, and 4 players were sitting around watching to see what Kevin Durant was going to do. So you mean to tell me, Steve Nash, you don't have no type of offensive set play that you can run to where you get open?
The answer is no.
And that's the reason why, man, Steve Nash they will not win the championship along with.
Let me tell you something. Steve Nash coasted all year long.
Yeah.
Steve Nash
exactly
didn't earn his salary when Kyrie went down in game 3. When Kyrie went down in game 3, he was not prepared for it, man. Then the other thing is strategically, man. I heard you say, Mike. I heard you say this, Mike. Right? How do you have KD play all of Game 6? How do you have Kyrie? How do you have KD play all of Game 6,
bruh? And literally all of Game 7.
Hey, Kyrie. I mean, Durant gave it his all, man.
Everything.
But Joe Harris is a bum,
bruh.
Joe Harris is a bum. He is a bum. I wanted to come on here because I needed to say he is a straight bum. He missed a wide open 3 in overtime. Wide open.
Was that the air ball?
No, it hit the rim, but he was garbage.
You have
Harden. Let me tell you something. Do you remember? Take you guys back. Do you remember in the fourth quarter, late fourth quarter, the Nets were up by like 5. Nets were up by 5.
Yeah. And
Harden made that turnover. He made
Is that when he dribbled 6 times between his legs and shot a brick?
No. He was in the back court. Durant threw his hand up for him to throw him a long pass. He threw a long pass, and they stole it and they came back and they scored. Look, man, the Bucks did their thing, but they play better as a team. But their MVP is PJ Tucker, man. PJ Tucker made KD work. Now, KD gave him that work, but man, he was in KD. He was physical in Milwaukee with KD.
Ice bath.
And that's a dude that the Nets should have got that dude. And I'm gonna take y'all back to like during the season, man, when we were talking about the Nets. What are the 2 things that hurt the Nets? Number 1, rebounds. Their rebounding was horrible in the series. The second thing, if we were all watching the game, I wish we could all watch the game together. How many times did you see the Bucks drive into the paint and dish the ball over on Joe Harris's side? Joe Harris is a bum, and he dished it over to his side and he hit a 3. I could take you back to 10 occasions when that happened. 10 occasions. But my question, I'm like, come on, Steve Nash, you watching the game. Come on, man. If he's not giving you anything offensively, he darn sure ain't giving you anything defensively. Get him off the court, man, if you want to win the game.
But this is my other thing, T-Champ and Mike. My thing is that you had Kevin Durant guarding Giannis. Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin guarding Giannis, which is a tough guard. So now you're requiring Kevin Durant to do everything on the offensive end.
Put Uncle Jeff out there. Put Uncle Jeff out there. Keep Uncle Jeff out there.
Yeah.
Keep Jeff Green out there.
Dude,
keep Jeff Green out there.
Green 12 minutes.
I'm going to tell you, without KD, we would be talking this is the biggest collapse, man, because KD kept them in the series. In game 5, they're getting blown out, dude. Mike. And KD kept them in there. Game 6 should have been like, Game 6 should have been like, you know what, guys, there's no way we're going to win game 6. We're not going to win game 6, Mike Rice. We're not going to win game 6.
Pull Kev
our thing is game 7. Game 7, this is our stand. We're going to win this right now.
Hey.
We're going to win this right now. What are you doing? What are you doing, Steve Nash?
Somebody even said, pull your horses out in 6. Pull the horses out in 6, and then put the horses back in 7.
Look, guys, after those guys blew that lead in game 5, there was no way the Nets were going to win game 6. There's no way they was going to win that game. It was all about game 7, and they blew it. They blew it, man. It's the opportunity. But I think the other thing you see, the role players weren't ready. Brown is another bum. He's a bum.
Lights too bright, man.
You know, it's just these guys can't do it on that stage, man. It's very few guys that can do it.
Have ready for primetime players, man.
But give the Bucks credit, though. Give the Bucks
credit. Hey, but this is the thing. This actually saved the Bucks head coach job.
Oh yeah, he was done. He was done, bro.
Done.
He was done.
This man saved his job.
He's done. He's still under scrutiny though, because look at it this way. I heard you guys talking about it. Milwaukee should beat Atlanta, right?
Yes,
you think Milwaukee will beat Atlanta, but you never know, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, bro, that Collins kid, Mike, that Collins kid.
Yeah, he
Mike,
can
I don't know if you guys saw this, but Collins at the press conference, Mike, you had to talk about the dunk he did on Embiid.
Which one?
The one where he dunked and he choked Embiid when he was going back.
They leaned on him.
Oh my God!
Put him in a body bag.
And that's when Embiid hit him in the back, right, and stuff like that. Yep. Mike, he wore that shirt to the press conference. Mike Collins wore that shirt to the press conference of him dunking on the guy, or him dunking on Embiid. Like, Mike, you got to Google it, man. You got to Google
it. The disrespect.
Collins played himself into a nice contract because I'm telling you, man, he played hard. He had like 16 rebounds, man.
But he got disrespected a while back for not producing in a game, and here it is. He made up for it.
And Trey had a bad game. Trey didn't play well. And I turned to my wife and I said, you know what? I said, Philly's in trouble because Trey hasn't played. This is the worst game Trey's played. But he kept shooting, kept doing his thing. And I'm like, man, Philly's in trouble. And all them guys got the alligator arms, Mike, crocodile arms. Nobody want to touch the ball, man. Nobody want to touch the ball, Mike. Nobody want to touch the ball.
Hey, hold on 1 second. This is what T-Champ is talking about. I found it.
That game 5, man, none of them Sixers want to touch that ball after blowing that 26-point lead, bro. They was running from it.
The meltdown.
But Jimmy Butler wouldn't. I'm telling you, man, Philly's gonna root that. That was a crucial decision because they made their bed because they maxed Ben after that, and they basically made their bed. Now they have no market for Ben. Who's gonna trade for Ben, man? Really?
Hey. This is what T-Champ talking about. Take a look.
This was crazy. That was ridiculous.
He put him in the headlock. He got him in the mouth.
And he acting like he's so hurt.
Trash to him.
Mike,
this is the reason why.
Mike, they made a T-shirt of that.
Fight him.
That is ridiculous. And like my
There's
room dog says, man, Embiid is soft, man. Embiid is soft.
Soft.
But again,
Nick, if y'all trade for Ben Simmons, y'all are fools.
Hey, I take Charlotte.
Nick, come on, Nick. Come on, Nick.
Them Philly fans gonna drive to Charlotte just to let them have it.
Hey, I take him in Charlotte for Ben Gordon for Gordon Hayward in a darn heartbeat.
Hey, if they could pull that off, that might be the best that they can get, man. But they seriously, I'm telling y'all, I just wish that y'all could hear. These are some of the most knowledgeable sports fans in the country, man, and they're with you. But man, if you get where this guy is, I'm telling you, man, it's worse than Carson Wentz. It's worse than it is worse than Carson Wentz.
It's that Charles Smith, man, when he double pumped 15 times.
You know, we'll never forgiving him.
Charles Smith couldn't walk the street in New York after that, man.
See, we love Starks because Starks kept doing it, man. Starks kept doing it. You know, we're like, okay, we just got to take this one. But Charles Smith, we're like, nah, man. Charles Smith, you can't even mention that cat's name.
You talking when they kept beating this shot on the glass?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he double pumped 15 times.
That was our year. That was our year right there.
Oh my goodness.
That was the year. That was the year we were up on the Bulls and Jordan went to Atlantic City. That was our year, man. That was our year right there. And Charles Smith, man, it just sucked everything out, man, and stuff like that.
Hey,
I don't know. Mike, who do you think, man, would trade for Simmons, man?
Charlotte.
Lord, boy, I'm telling you, man. If y'all do that, man, y'all will be set back another 15 years.
It's too soon, man.
That's what I'm
Nick,
saying.
y'all won't win. Nick, y'all won't win anything. Nick, don't even try. You know Ben Simmons is garbage.
Ben Simmons, we'll put Ben Simmons at the power forward versus point guard because we got LaMelo Ball there. So now he plays good. Now Ben Simmons is a good defender. He's 24 years old. That's all I'm saying. He's 24 years old.
You know what? Magic made a nice comment today. Magic said something, and it made me think. He said that Ben Simmons reminds him of Iguodala. And he said when Andre Iguodala was here in Philly, you got to remember, they brought him in after Allen Iverson. Tons of pressure, couldn't shoot, was bad.
Face of the franchise.
Now put him on Golden State. Iguodala he's one of my favorite players. Outstanding, smart player, defensive
worked
player.
On his game.
Didn't ask him to score and stuff like that. The problem with Ben Simmons is everybody knows for 3 years he has not worked on his game. He has not improved his game, and you have to look at Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard.
Improved.
Do y'all remember when Kawhi Leonard, when San Antonio was playing Miami in the finals that first time, Kawhi Leonard went to the line. End of the game, he missed 2 free throws. Miami came back. That's your boy Ray Allen hitting that shot.
Yeah.
To get him there, right? Miami winds up winning championship, right?
Yeah.
Now they came back and redeemed themselves. But Kawhi worked on his game. You could see Kawhi worked on his game. If you're a Kawhi fan, when he first came in to where he is, right. And I fully agree with you guys about Booker, man. Booker's scary, man. Booker is
very dangerous.
Booker is scary,
it's
man.
Like the game comes so easy to Booker, man. It's like he's playing, man. There's another. I saw that, man, against the Lakers when he was killing the Lakers, bro. I said, man, this Joker is really.
He has zero fear, zero worries. He gives 0 Fs.
But you know the other thing that Booker did, man, that you have to commend them on? When they brought Chris Paul there, he did not complain.
Nope.
He welcomed Chris Paul there, and he was focused on them taking the team to another level. He felt like this is what I need. A point guard who allowed, and Chris Paul didn't try to take shine away from Booker. He said, no, bro, I need for you to score.
Nick, Nick and Mike, you know who I think is the underrated acquisition on that team, though? Crowder.
Oh, man, he came alive.
Crowder is, again, another winning player, man.
You know who's regretting it more?
Your team needs those type of guys, man.
You know who's regretting it more?
Miami.
LeBron.
No.
LeBron for getting rid of him.
No.
Who?
Memphis Grizzlies used to have Crowder.
Who?
Memphis Grizzlies.
And he used to play with LeBron on Cleveland.
Yes, he did.
So he got a major attitude.
Think about this. You would have had Ja. You would have had Mike's boy, Hey, Mike boy, what's his name, Mike? I can't think of his name right now.
Dylan Brooks.
Brooks, Crowder, because Crowder is that he plays a good role for them.
Man, he is.
And
he's a journeyman who's found a home. A journeyman who's found a home.
He was on the Celtics.
Yes.
He was on the Celtics.
Yeah.
I like Crowder, man, and that was the biggest mistake. They traded Crowder for Winslow. Come on. That was a dumb move.
Crowder played with a chip on his shoulder, and his three.
I like Crowder a lot.
All the way up. And B worked on his game. Why can't B Simmons do the same?
Mike, is that your brother?
That's your brother,
Mike?
That's my brother, man. What up, E?
What's up, Mill?
Hey, they've been waiting. How many years you want to give him, E? Hey, you didn't give him 3 years?
No,
but that's his fault, though.
You got
to want it, as you say, Nick. You got to want it.
Yes, but it's also the organization's fault. This is the reason why. The first year Ben Simmons came to the Philadelphia 76ers, he got hurt. They babied him. They didn't want him to play him. So guess what? They sat him that rookie year.
So
he could get rookie of the year the following year when he was 100%. That was key to show what Philadelphia was willing to do that placate to Ben Simmons. They've never required him to step his game up. But the fans do.
Oh, yes. It's over now.
He can. I mean, he can. In a city like Philly, city like New York, he's done, man. He's done. He can't. He has to get a fresh start. Organization has to get a fresh start. And Embiid threw him under the bus.
Yes, he did.
Hey, but
like the scrub he is.
You know, it would be a good place for him to go. Be all honesty.
Who? Where?
OKC. And the reason why I say that, you got a lot of young players. The fans aren't the same in OKC as they are in Philly. So it allowed him. And look, OKC has a lot of draft pick and a lot of young players that can build around Ben Simmons.
Ben has to reinvent himself. A lot of teams ain't feeling that dude right now because of his performance, man. He has to have an aggressive summer. Like bro said, work on your game, man. You got the money to hire a free throw coach. You got to go get with some of these players like Kawhi and other these big boys and work on your. First of all, let's be real, because Sid said it best, and I'm gonna piggyback on that. This thing is mental. See, D Book already got it. D Book, Trey Young, Ja Morant, they got it locked in. They're Tigers, man. But Ben is shell shocked. He need to get with Boonty Farnsworth and have a clock ticking in front of his face, and snap, and then he goes off in the basketball game.
Do you know who his coach was? His shooting coach was for the last 2 years?
Who?
His brother.
Shut up.
His brother was his shooting coach.
Not a pro, not a paid pro.
No, his brother. Hey. His brother was his shooting coach.
Not JJ Redick.
No, his blood brother. His blood brother was his shooting coach.
Now you see why I say I blame the organization.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm telling you, man, Philly is a blue-collar town. The reason why they love Allen Iverson is because he gave it his all, man. When he was sick, when he wasn't feeling well, he just gave his – man, they said there was times when Allen Iverson couldn't even walk, bro. And he would play, and he would do his stuff. And you got him beat out 20 games. So, look, Philly, they're on the teeter with Embiid now. They're right there with Embiid.
Oh, they're not finished with
the first target is Simmons. And I'm telling you, man, it's a blue-collar town. He makes $30 million a year. I had to explain to my wife. We're watching the game, and we were talking, and she said, "Why is everybody on Ben Simmons?" I said, "Baby, you know how much money he makes?" She started saying, "Are you serious?
Max contract."
Dude,
and it's laughable. But I'm gonna tell you that dunk that he was supposed to do is will live on in infamy. Like when they play back video, That's what they're going to play about his career. He was right by the basket, guys. He's right by the basket. So they said
$177 million over 5 years.
They said, Ben, why did you pass it? He said, I thought Gallinari was going to come over the back. Well, if he's going to come over the back, you go hard, you dunk, 3-point play, right, Mike?
You got vertical, though. You got vertical.
Hey, fam. Hey, we had to give y'all got a little extra overtime today, man. Woo, this is good.
Hey, and when you come back, man, we got I hope I come another time. We got to talk them Yankees, man.
Oh,
we got to talk them Yankees.
1 second. Whoa. Fam, we're gonna have to roll and whatnot. So thanks to Champ for coming in. Champ, don't go hang up. So as you know, special guest Monday, I guess. As you know, T-Champ slid in. I'm Nick.
Hey man, I didn't get to get my TikTok in, but I'm Mike.
T-Champ, guys, have a nice one.
My TikTok tomorrow. I'm a post it or send it to you, man. I could do it now. Can y'all see
Michael
that?
Jackson, baby.
Yeah,
That's Michael Jackson.
Hold up. Can you see it?
Barely.
Let me get my lighting together.
You enjoy it?
So you did see it?
A little bit. That's Jordan.
I love it, man. I love it.
Oh man! I might. I'll get them knees, all them knees, baby. Got all them knees. Man, that's how
But listen. Only my daughter would title it "Not Bad for a Guy Who Tore His ACL and MCL last October."
Hey, I love the kids, man. Hey,
yeah,
you
man.
guys, make sure you join us tomorrow. More conversation, man. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk to the Yankees more about tomorrow. Man. So, peace.